Remember how it seemed like Sean Diddy Combs had enough high-powered lawyers to fill a small stadium? Well, forget that. Everything changed on February 21st, 2025, when his counsel, Anthony Rico, abruptly quit.
One of the lawyers representing Sean Diddy Combs in his case is quitting.
His attorney, Anthony Rico, respectfully but regrettably requested to be dismissed from his role.
The timing alone, just weeks before Diddy's massive trial, raised more eyebrows than any red carpet stunt. Anthony's official motion to withdraw included cryptic hints like, "I cannot continue under no circumstances," fueling rumor after rumor.
He didn't give an explanation, but wrote, "Under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel."
Fans on social media gasped in unison. Was there a meltdown behind the scenes? Did he discover something explosive? After all, big-name attorneys don't usually walk away from clients who can pay millions, especially not right before the main event.
A lawyer for Sean Diddy Combs has quit, leaving the rapper's legal team ahead of his trial.
In his filing, Anthony subtly cited the protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege as part of his reason for leaving. Translation: something went down that he can't talk about, and it's serious enough to torpedo his involvement. More than a few watchers are interpreting that as a sign of serious friction.
On Friday, a surprising announcement came down. One of his defense attorneys suddenly quits the case.
If the attorney and client can't keep it together with so much on the line, you know we're dealing with a legit fiasco. As for Diddy, he's now scrambling, left looking like a deer in headlights, while the rest of the world wonders if he's about to face the biggest trial of his life without a stable team behind him. Anthony Rico isn't just any random suit. He's known for representing high-profile defendants in messy, complicated cases, exactly the kind that Diddy's embroiled in. So his abrupt departure is pretty staggering. Usually, if you're a big attorney on a big case, you stick around for the marquee moment. If you quit right before, it's the equivalent of walking off stage in the middle of a Broadway show. That never bodes well for the star, in this case, Diddy. His short statement sounded more sorrowful than angry. "I can't continue to effectively serve as counsel." He also made it clear it wasn't about ditching Diddy to hamper the trial. In fact, he said stepping away will now help Diddy find a new lawyer without pushing back the trial date. Call it a classy exit, or maybe damage control. Regardless, the hush-hush vibe is undeniable. Why leave a high-paying gig at such a crucial juncture unless you're convinced it's unworkable? To fully grasp why a top-flight attorney might flee, let's skim Diddy's rap sheet. Diddy's dealing with allegations that he ran a Bad Boy Records as a criminal enterprise for well over a decade. Federal prosecutors claim he orchestrated or at least oversaw these crazy parties, sometimes referred to as freak-offs, where women were forced or manipulated into unspeakable acts. Add in the possibility that the feds found several suspicious substances while raiding his mansions, plus the suits from ex-partners, ex-assistants, ex-girlfriends, each detailing even more deep allegations. It's wave after wave of negativity, and at any moment, another shoe could drop. A major blow came when additional victims added to the indictment, Victim 2 and Victim 3, that usually suggests that the prosecution is feeling confident. And if that's the environment you're stepping into as a defense lawyer, it might be a sign that the mountain of evidence is bigger than you anticipated. The rumor swirling around is that he found something or encountered a moral or strategic line he couldn't cross. That wouldn't be surprising given the scandal's magnitude. Some fans are joking that not even a high-priced dream team can salvage Diddy from his downward spiral. Let's remember that Diddy's time locked up at Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center has been anything but smooth. First, we heard he had a meltdown around Christmas, allegedly begging for a prison hospital check because he couldn't handle being behind bars during the holidays. Then came a hospital run in early February for knee issues. Some speculated he was making up ailments to escape jail for a few hours. Observers at a recent hearing said he looked alarmingly thinner and grayer, fueling speculation that the once indomitable rap star is cracking under the weight of all of these changes. If you're an attorney, you often manage public image, keep them calm, ensure they don't sabotage themselves. Could it be that Anthony felt Diddy was too volatile or too unrealistic about his options? Perhaps the meltdown rumors hint that Diddy's mental or emotional state has become unmanageable. Dealing with a spiraling celebrity might be more than Anthony ever signed up for. We know from the new motion that Anthony had a chat with lead counsel before filing. In typical Hollywood-style, rumors say that the entire defense team has been butting heads. One storyline suggested that Diddy demanded an ultra-aggressive, no-compromise strategy, refusing to entertain any form of plea bargain. Another says the lawyers found something so damaging in the discovery that they fear continuing is a risk to their reputations. Or maybe the friction was personal. Lawyers can clash over everything from trial strategy to how a client behaves in dispositions. If Diddy's meltdown stories are true, imagine how chaotic those behind-the-scenes conferences might be. Of course, lawyers bailed for simpler reasons too: scheduling conflicts, payment disputes, a conflict of interest discovered late in the game, but it's hard to believe a top-tier lawyer wouldn't figure those out in details much earlier. Plus, the cryptic mention of protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege strongly implies deeper secrets. Maybe it's a moral stand. Maybe it's self-preservation. We might never know because Anthony's evidently not going to elaborate beyond that. But the secrecy is fueling public suspicion that something catastrophic was discovered. As if his allegations being really bad and possible ties to Tupac Shakur's passing investigations aren't dark enough, fans suspect more revelations that might be on the horizon. A spooked lawyer often means skeletons in the client's closet are bigger than advertised. Remember, Diddy's arrest came after months of speculation, plus raids on his mansion, plus hush-hush talks with investigators about alleged gang ties. If something even more incriminating came to light, an attorney might not want to risk their license or be associated with losing a morally problematic case. Another angle, could it be that new victims step towards with scorching evidence, forcing Anthony to realize Diddy's claims of innocence are unsustainable? Lawyers do walk away if they believe their client is pushing them to present false evidence. Aside from the immediate question of who will step in as Diddy's new attorney, this fiasco puts the entire brand of Sean Combs at risk. Investors are skittish, business partners are ducking, and old colleagues are crawling out with stories of a bunch of unsavory things and events. Even if by a miracle he escapes, the public might not be so quick to forget these horrifying claims. Many grew up idolizing Diddy's hustle, from making the band to launch an iconic artist, but the freak-off fiasco paints him as a predator. Moral lines are being drawn. Some supporters call it a setup or a mass conspiracy. Others say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Regardless, it's tough to remain blindly loyal. I think it's delusional at this point. So in the midst of all this news, scheduling issues, broken alliances, we're inching even closer to the big trial slated for May 2025. Bearing any further postponements, that's not much time for Diddy to lock in a new lawyer, bring them up to speed, craft a good defense. The entire vibe suggests a raging bull, and now with Anthony Rico gone, Diddy's left scrambling. Is Diddy done for? Let me know in the comments, and we hope you have a great day.